Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for semi-final number 2 of the Marvel Rivals Championship for Asia. We are on PC. We are on round 1. It's a best of 5. And we are on Hall of Jalia. Now, you may recognize one of these teams if you've been here on the channel for a while or if you've been keeping up with the main broadcast. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for long-time watcher, first-time caller. It's Tomyum Kung. They are back. They've made it all the way to the upper bracket semi-finals. But they have a tough team to go up against. On the right, on the attack, it is going to be Invincible as their opponents. Invincible have taken a crazy run so far with a 3-0 in their first round to get them to this upper bracket semi-final. They've put on quite the performance. Are they going to be able to close it out? Banner secured. Tony going to be removed. We do see something different that we don't see in the majority of the games we've seen so far, and that is a Black Panther ban. Very interesting. Black Panther getting removed. Final ban, Doctor Strange. Not wanting to deal with the Bruce Banner Strange combo, or just the fact that Strange is pretty strong. So what is the tanks here? With Strange taken out, Magneto is still strong. Groot still in play as Olivier does look over and say, yes, I would like that, please. Thank you. I apologize for my throat. These series are starting to get very long. I did all of NA's recordings yesterday, so my throat is doing a real good about that. Today is hopefully all of Asia, or at least part of Europe, because I don't know how long the replays stay up, so I just have to get them done. On the left, on defense, it will be Tomyum Kung. On your left, going to be playing the Lunar Snow. Olivier on the Groot. Ew will be on that Hawkeye. Loves that Hawkeye. Patafan Pretty playing that Psylocke. Titor bringing out that Magneto. And Visace going to be playing that Mantis. On the right, it is Invincible. They have Magneto, Mantis, Lunar Snow, Happy 2. Going to be playing that Star-Lord, Nico. Or Neko. I assume Neko. Playing that Adam Warlock. And Cadia will be playing the Namor. Happy 2. They've shown that they have some very creative pickups here. Even picking up a Black Widow in one of the earlier series. But for now, keeping it simple. Going to be hovering onto the Star-Lord. Poking away at Patafan Pretty. EU! Sniping them out in the air, though. Seeing them on that rotation, getting the pickup right away. And Tomyum Kung immediately into the defense. Remember, we are in the Asia region. I am not. I am in the UK. It's a bit cold right now. And yet I am boiling. Because I am in this little studio. You just sending in shots. Patafan Pretty taken down, which means Invincible are starting to get a little bit of momentum. They're able to pick one up here. Point taken. Magneto holding down as Invincible will take up position. First point. Zoning out Vey. And is there going to be any contention here? You can see the members of Tomyum Kung grouping up a little bit further back. Looks like they're just going to leave it and contest the statue of Bast. EU still trading. Waiting for the right moment to strike. Just try to send shots down range. You can see the big chunks of damage that they do if they do land those hits. Hawkeye going to be receiving a nerf along with Hela. Oh, the Proteus coming out. EU knocked down, dropping low. Cadia trying to set it up as Patafan Pretty with the dance. The Butterfly is able to take down 1, 2, and on your left, grabbing another one. Cocoon is available for the Mantis and the Adam Warlock. More than likely that we'll just see them go for the full respawn, though, and in fact, we do. Respawning back in base, regroup with the team. No points respawning in the field if you're just going to get blown up again directly afterwards. Much better just to wait it out. shots being traded. EU really just sending them in from downtown here. Meanwhile, Patafan Pretty has been cleaning up these fights. It's another full team wipe here. The person in the comments who say the Observer's not doing the best job. Yeah, it's me. I'm trying my best while also commentating, looking at stats, and doing everything else and producing. So, sorry, I'm trying my best. I hope you all enjoy anyway. Happy with the Galactic Legend, trying to send them up as Patafan Pretty is going to try and take them out as they go on his defense. Now the chase comes in and Happy gets the better of the trade. Fate of both worlds going to be protecting a lot of that damage from Invincible. Nico getting stunned out, but they're trying to push through as Happy is on an absolute spree right now. Pushing forward. Olivier bringing out the Hulk even without any team up. Trying to get them that little bit of chase, that little bit of dive. Instead, we've seen it a couple times now. They stagger. They let Olivier survive, but Cadia gets sniped off to the side as well while they're busy looking at Bruce. EU is looking for the goose because people hunt geese. This analogy got away from me. Going with the hunter's sight. Trying to work through. You immediately see the retreat behind the wall. Invincible getting out of danger. They don't want to be targeted. Let the ult expire. Buy time, come back later. Sending shots inside. Patafan with the shield, buying time. Olivier on yet another hero swap. They swap more than almost anyone else in any region as they are already moving on to the Venom. An NA favorite, Dance of the Butterfly being tagged thanks to the fate of both worlds as Patafan Pretty has to use the Psychic Stealth to get out. Horde of Proteus comes out, but they tag through it with the shield. Happy takes out EU on the side. And Invincible have the man advantage there as they push on through. Looking for on your left. V getting focused there. Map activated, giving them that levitation. They want to get for some vertical assaults here, but that doorway is going to make that a little bit more difficult. Fate of both worlds coming out as Tito is going to be the one pushing up here. Soul Rejuvenation from the Mantis. Invincible going in once again with yet another Galactic Legend. Working away on that doorway, zoning people out, but also getting a lot of damage onto the front line, just trying to burn them down. But Happy forced to retreat here. Feast of the Abyss coming out as Olivier's dropping low. EU taken out. Patafan Pretty taken out. There comes the Blaster Barrage as Happy is deep in the back line, getting one and another. And Invincible's push is looking very effective at this stage. Lunar Snow on your left. Patafan Pretty moving off of the Psylocke. They're inside now, a little bit less mobile. They're going to get out some turrets. Some defensive positions with those aquatic dominions. Damage output's good. Holding time. Here comes a Horde of Proteus from Cadia. Little bit of extra damage, but looks like it was tanked beautifully by Tomyum Kung. Patafan regrets life choices after getting blasted by Octopus. And will get picked off here. Holding on to it. EU sniped as well. This Magneto here is picking up so many eliminations. Nico has the revive for if their team gets eliminated on this final push as the cart is so close. That Statue of Bast has almost made it to the temple. Nico flanking off to the side. Cadia dropping low but still taking through. Meteor M coming in. Patafan Pretty with the stun, which does land onto Happy. Happy trying to melt through the backline at the same time here. Takes out Patafan. Vi goes for the revive, which is going to keep Tomyum Kung in the game. But that statue is still creeping forward. Another Horde of Proteus. Guess Patafan Pretty. Cadia gets two here as Vi is taken out. On your left is down. EU is down. And Invincible, without even needing their Karmic Revival, get the full 3. A minute left as well. That's going to be great news for if we head to a tiebreaker. Tomyum Kung They've got their work cut out for them now. They need to get the full 3 to send us to that tiebreaker at this early stage. Can they do it? No small order. Any hero swaps? Cadia is hovering the Iron Fist. I feel pessimistic about seeing that. I don't think it will be locked in. Panafan Pretty. Back onto that Psylocke. To give them the extra secure. Tomyum Kung. The pressure is absolutely on them. Invincible. Going to be sticking with Cadia. On that Namor. Good defensive capabilities so far. Very little has changed. Their comp works. They're keeping it simple.
I have peered into the infinite void. There is nothing to fear.
If only we all could find such peace in the face of potential annihilation.
Teams setting up. Adam Warlock for both teams for those revives. Almost picked never at the start of the season and now in a lot of the games at this stage. No Doctor Strange, so no portal plays. Cadia sending out damage. Looking to just defend this far wraparound. But looks like only a couple are going to check out the building. Finally, they begin to move forward. Olivier stepping forward. Cadia sending the shots down range. This isn't the best place for an Namor. Turret's getting zoned out a little bit as everything's so close knit. It's hard not to hit them. Equality minions onto the high ground, giving them the space. Vi's trying to trade shots here. Cadia, little alone, little outnumbered. In fact, will get sniped here. On your left, take it out as well as EU. Having full control here, gets another. That's going to be a quadruple. Happy reviving on the point. Nico could do the same if they want to try and turn this. But Happy being chased all the way out. And that will be Invincible. In full retreat as Tomyum Kung activate the cart. Looking to even this up. Not over yet. Panafan Pretty. Trading a couple's hits. You can see those aquatic dominions up on those high ground points. Make it a little harder to rotate in. Happy getting popped in the head, but Titor is going to be the first to fall, as is Olivia. And Tomyum Kung's attack is shut down once again. Panafan forced to back out, will be forced to wait. Very forward positioning coming out from Invincible. Really want to prevent anyone from getting close. Pulling back. Taking quite a bit of damage there, but tagging through. Here comes the Horde of Proteus. Doesn't really find anyone as the Dance of the Butterflies. Dueling on the same point then. The healing coming out to contest the Dance of the Butterfly from Panafan Pretty. Doing good work as Vi is popped into that cocoon. Meteor M being held onto. Titor wiped out. And it's yet another team wipe. Invincible. Living up to their name here. Holding yet another point. They're looking so strong here. They've got great positioning. They've got great protection. They've got some ults on cooldown here. They just keep holding. Titor has their own Meteor M though. Lot of damage being dealt to this Magneto. They will be forced to back away a bit. Shield onto their team. Counter Magneto with the Meteor M to absorb their own teams. Nicely done. EU with the Galactic Legend gets picked off here. Karmic Revival coming out from on your left. By the team some time. Olivier tagging through but is eliminated. Will get revived in this fight. EU working away onto those backline members. Just dropping any bit of damage that they can. Ultimates just coming off cooldown for Invincible. Cadia into the air with the Ocean's Blessing to avoid the extra damage. Horde of Proteus coming down. Gets a knockdown. Little bit of time but they get slept so quickly. The healing is good but it's not enough. Cadia taken out. Vi healing the team up with that soul rejuvenation. Galactic Legend shut down as Happy sent into full reset here. The sleep onto Magneto. Karmic Revival coming out from Nico to keep their team in this fight at this defensive point as Tomyum Kung's attack continues in a relentless fashion. Down goes multiple members. Titor taken out, as is the Adam Warlock. Even with the revive, Invincible are unable to hold. Utilizing the Groot wall to get to the high ground so that they can wrap around and shut down any defense from Invincible. Tomyum Kung looking to even up the series here. In this best of 5, shots coming in, Olivier. Cart creeping forward. Flank once again, Cadia. There's a little side area. Aquatic Dominions all across the board. Darts and the butterflies as Cadia forced directly into that protective set as EU is burning their way through. But the healing for the fate of both worlds might be too much for them to finish anyone. It's ult for ult trades here. EU's ult expires. Tito with the Meteor M was able to grab 2 on the back line. And on your left, with the revive coming back from spawn, meaning they may have exactly what they need for this final section of push. Cadia taking up position. They have that Horde of Proteus. Granite Dominions on the sides. Once again, keep them split. Make your opponent choose where to target. The card is moving. Bodies onto the point. Horde of Proteus not catching many there. In fact, Cadia may have missed everyone. Is on your left is taken out. With Cadia on your left having to respawn Tomyum Kung. They're taking the full respawn. Looks like they're just going to choose to get picked off and come back later. That revive, not what they needed as their push is shut down. Olivier. One of the only ults available. Next closest is going to be Patafan Pretty with that Dance of the Butterfly. As they pick off while their team is returning from spawn, they are in there causing problems. Taking out Nico, who goes for the cocoon, but Patafan Pretty gives their life for it. Titor going to be taking up front line position once again. Patafan Pretty returning from spawn. That Shuriken dash, they're not going to have to worry too much. Pressure looking good here. As Invincible have actually got a pretty decent defensive setup this time. But they're not getting pickups. Dance of the Butterflies coming out from Patafan Pretty, trying to burn through the backline. They've been able to take out the Lunar Snow. They get Nico. Could this be it? Cadia wiped out by EU. Happy dropping low. The chase is on by Patafan Pretty. Take out the damage dealer, which they do. The card is creeping inch by inch. Nico on the Groot, trying to return, trying to make their way back in. Lunar Snow, Fate of both worlds to buy some time. They're full heal mode here to give them the delay that they need as EU is in that extra protection. But no, Meteor M snipes the backline off the point. We're heading to a tiebreaker with 6 seconds between it. That's how close it is. Tomyum Kung finishing that off. Titor with the last second Meteor M to close out, annihilate the defense. As we head to the tiebreaker, a minute for each team to finish this off. Invincible on defense. The Hulk coming out here. Nico considering a swap. Looks like we are going to go with the Groot instead. Tomyum Kung will be on the attack here. Invincible still indecisive, although Cadia has brought out a Hawkeye instead of the Namor.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Looks like they've decided on Venom and Magneto as their main tank lineup. Is this going to work out in their favor? Or will Tomyum Kung, who have changed up their draft very little, Olivier, sticking with the group, but otherwise pretty much the same. Oh, there we go. Patafan Pretty. Nope, never mind. was looking to start off as the Wolverine, very America style, but back onto that Psylocke.
Space, I can protect, but add time to the mix and things get tricky.
Going to be making their way forward. Shots already coming out from Cadia. Trying to shut down the defense, do the damage, and they're getting quite a few good hits here. The pressure, Patafan Pretty diving hyper aggressively forward, and they pick up the elimination, but Patafan goes down. The trade back and forth. 30 seconds left for Tomyum Kung on this attack.
Time is not on our side.
Mantis trying to defend, trying to hold this front line. Happy is taken out. Nico is on the point, but there's too many bodies holding for the moment. Patafan Pretty has swapped to Spider-Man to try and make their way in and buy that extra time. Already taken out, though, by Cadia. But that percentage is still ticking up. We're already at 1 tick. Overtime being held. Neko all alone. They may just have to give that up and back away. They're breaking through the wall, holding the overtime. They're going to commit. The team is here. They're going to try and wipe out Tomyum Kung, and they've already taken out one. Patafan Pretty from the side going to try and wipe out those backliners with the Spider-Man. Swing it away. They need to make sure that there are body on the point as well if they want that overtime to keep on ticking. Only one body left. Is Patafan going to be able to make it in time? They're dropping Star-Lord down onto the point, but they're too high. Overtime ticking down. Adam Warlock dropping low, but tanking through. Patafan too high off the point. And that's going to be 80.33%. That is all Invincible have to beat in what is game number 1 of a best of 5. We already have a ridiculously close series, and we have just started. This is a semi-final. This isn't even the grand finals. Tomyum Kung bringing out the Namor. Do we see a swap to Lunar Snow? They're thinking about it. No, they choose not to. Patafan Pretty believing that even without that extra protection, it is still worth it. A brave choice. We'll see if it works out in their favor. EU takes out the sideball. We've got the classic Guardians combo. Tito, once again, clearing out anything that could block their hits here. Rocket combo. A little bit of armor for the rest of the team. And a Jeff to speed boost them out of base.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We'll see speeds, and swap. Lunar Snow coming on in.
Only 60 seconds left.
Tomyum Kung sending shots down range with Patafan Pretty.
How refreshing.
Not able to land all the hits. They need to keep it lower than 80.33%. Quite a minions being dropped wherever they can. Happy on the flank, causing difficulties, doing a lot of work over here. Deep in the backline. Deep with the wraparound, pressuring onto Groot. They take out Olivier as bodies are on the board, using these Groot shields to buy that extra protection and time, using the Mantis Sleep to try and wipe out the defense, but no one is Happy who is eliminated. EU pops into Cocoon as Patafan Pretty, utilizing the fact that Happy is gone to get a little bit more freedom onto the map. They don't have a Aquatic Blessing yet, but they go down without that blessing. They don't have the tankiness. The percentage is ticking up. EU trying to hold the point. Where is the front line? Titor respawning, dropping into the Incredible Hulk to get the extra time. Olivier running up. They're going to be the first tank onto the board. Horde of Proteus starting them off the point. Almost getting that final percentage. Down they go. And Invincible utilizing the Horde of Proteus to give them that extra second to wrap around the wall and pick off the Groot. They secure the 4-3, and they will take the first map in this best of 5 series. Nicely done! We love to see that. Cadia getting MVP, well deserved. Incredible performance by Invincible. They are able to take game number 1 in this best of 5. 20 eliminations from Cadia, 16 from Patafan Pretty. 32k damage. Higher than everyone else by at least 6k. Incredible work, Cadia. Damage blocked. 54k by Invincible's Groot. 53 by Olivier. The Groots doing work this time. And healing numbers, top of the board, going to be on your left with 39k. Just a little bit more than Invincible's Lunar Snow. A strong performance. That is map number 1, ladies and gentlemen, in this best of 5 series. Let's get set up for map number 2. And we are back in. It is time for round 2. We are heading to Hell's Heaven. And the first ban is going to be Hela. Hela will be getting nerfed in the Season 1 patch. Black Panther continuing to get target banned against Tomyum Kung. Perhaps we'll get to see it in play a little bit later. For now, first secure by Invincible, one of their preferences here. They're a team I haven't got to cover as much, unluckily. Doctor Strange, bad last time. This time will sneak their way into the draft. And there is Bruce, which means one of these teams is going to be forced to ban out the Iron Man. Damage output, little too intimidating for most teams. Mantis getting removed and Invincible. Say goodbye to Iron Man. No surprises there. The Mantis getting banned out though, little bit more unique. Ooh, Vice Ace. Going to be locking in the Loki at this stage. Could switch off it still. But we saw some good value from that in NA. Perhaps we will see that adjustment as we go. Lunar Snow, no surprise for both teams. In fact, both teams mirroring their supports. Invincible currently being very patient with their pickups. But nothing too surprising. Invincible now on the left. Going to be having Cadia return to that Hawkeye. Happy is currently Squirrel Girl. I will be incredibly surprised if that leaves the spawn. Tomyum Kung, Patafan Pretty, they hovered it earlier. They are currently hovering the Wolverine. Last time they swapped off it. Will they commit this time? Happy too. Going to be bringing out the more.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3,
EU sticking with that Psylocke. And it makes it out of spawn. Patafan Pretty. Going to be sticking with it. EU may have been a bit too eager there.
But I choose to be Loki.
Outrunning the portal. Patafan Pretty trying to find an individual member. Finds a Loki. Was likely a clone. Rejoins the rest of the team. Trying to burn through that front line. Force Nico to back up. And they do between Olivier and Patafan Pretty. They grab 2. They grab 3. Make it 4. Happy 2. The only person to stay up, and they don't for long. Nico has swapped to the Winter Soldier.
Capture the mission area.
Being a little patient here. What are they waiting for? Waiting for the tank. Waiting to group up. But that is going to be Tomyum Kung grabbing the first percentages here. Down in the series, but it was freaking close. Nico on the Winter Soldier. Let's see what kind of damage they can deal here. Winter Soldier seems to be a character where for most teams it either wins really hard or they swap off it after 1 or maybe 2 eliminations. Olivier taking out the Magneto. Creeping forward, Invincible. Being zoned out. EU was kicked off though. Nico gonna try and capture that point, but it's getting hulked pretty hard here. Focused out and picked off. Cadia down as well. Happy 2 giving it their best. It's a triple backline, by the way, currently for Invincible. Happy 2 goes down, trying the solo tank Magneto. Does not seem to be working out for them at this stage. Patafan Pretty back to the high ground, taking out the Loki clones. Giving himself that extra time. Finding a little bit of map creativity, finding a little ledge, so that they can see if they can get some high ground strikes. Invincible. Looking for an opportunity, sticking with this triple damage. But that is going to be a very squishy character being focused on by Cadia. Amazing healing, keeping Cadia alive. But Last Stand is able to finish the job as Patafan Pretty looks to see if they can find someone else. Not able to do so, but again, Tomyum Kung absolutely dominant at this stage. That is going to be round number 1. Going over to them. Happy makes it for the overtime, annihilated immediately. And no one else is close. Overtime, Nico thinking about it, but can't get close enough. That is round 1. Going over to Tomyum Kung in convincing fashion. The triple damage composition not working this time. It was an interesting strategy. I do appreciate the attempt. But it did just get picked off. Is there an adjustment coming in for Invincible, or will they keep it running? There we go. Nico swapping onto the Doctor Strange, and Cadia is now on that Psylocke. They do adjust, rotating it back to the standard 2-2-2. Nico, I don't think this is going to be your final pick. There we go. Cap getting buffed up soon, which will be very fun. I like playing him.
3, 2, 1.
Will we see a Portal? Invincible pressures on to extend their lead here. Portal right off the bat. They seem to be waiting. Tomyum Kung didn't look like they portaled. They are running into the objective here, taking that behind the high ground wall position. But with the portal, we get a good position by Invincible. Order Proteus comes off, as well as the Fate of Both Worlds right off the bat here. And that is going to be a lot of damage onto Neko, who's trying to attack through this frontline blast. Giving their best protection. Fate of Both Worlds with the extra protection. Eye of Agamotto to try and lock people down, but Patafan Pretty takes out Neko. Patafan Pretty melting through this front line. Doing incredible work with the amount of pressure they are dealing here. And once again, Tomyum Kung starts their countdown first. Cadia down, full team wipe. Neko onto the cap, gonna try it. What's there to lose at this point? Wrapping around. Waiting for the rest of the team to make their way in and respawn so we can get the backline Captain America flank, which seems to be the plan here. Charging on in, but their team is pushed back so far. Going for a little bit of a sneaky cap, actually. A sneaky Captain America. Nico with the shield diving forward onto the front line to give their team a little bit of extra chance. But shield up, they retreat back to the rest of their team. Dance of the butterflies. Cadia doing good damage here. Vi able to take a little bit of a steal once again with the fate of both worlds. Oh, good heavens! Make it stop! Ah! We're going to move off of that. I did not know it did that if you swapped rapidly between the abilities. Hulk big focus down. Having to Hulk smash to tank through as Panafan dashing away. Both Hulks now engrossed in brutal combat. Invincible trying to force Tomyum Kung back off the point. Last strike coming out from Panafan. Pretty picks up one, picks out two. EU gets one. Avengers assemble. Nico is trying to counter it, trying to chase down Panafan, but they're too fast. They're in the fight though. They are involved. They're trying to just drop the DPS as best as they can. Maximum damage, radioactive lockdown, trying to keep their Hulk out of action, but down goes Cap. 99, overtime, involved, here comes the Hulk. Focus down so fast, Horde of Proteus, but Vi is able to dodge it and then teleports back in to make sure that they are touching that point. And Tomyum Kung equaling up the map score in convincing fashion. In this best of 5, Tomyum Kung showing up when it counts to keep them in this series. 2 wins now needed for either team to make it. Vi taking MVP with that Loki. 10k, 12k healing on your left, topping out the numbers here. 8 eliminations. Highest, but it's by 8 final hits. Olivier, EU, and Panafan Pretty all getting 8. A total of 3. Not from any particular person, but a total of 3 from Invincible. This was a domination by the side of Tomyum Kung. But we have seen that this is not Invincible. This rap didn't go their favor. Trying some different things, the triple assassin composition, the Captain America, they did not work. How do they adjust as they prepare to head into map number 3, which I will be getting set up for us now. But while I have you here, reminder that if you're enjoying what I'm doing, I am not part of the official broadcast yet. Marvel, you know where I am. Hello, Netties. Love your announcement about the patch, by the way. Looks really fun. But until then, I only make money from the AdSense, from the YouTube Premium stuff, as I do finally have monetization back, and I have memberships turned on as well. So if you want to support and get these videos anywhere between an hour and a couple days early, then you can sign up to become a member by hitting that join button. For now, though, not going to waste any more of your time. Let me get us set up for map number 3. And we are back in. The score is 1-1. Shin Shibuya will be our round 3. No ban coming in from Tomyum Kung. Very interesting. Wolverine, a well-deserved target ban coming out from Invincible. Oh, I see. It was just in weird reverse order. It looked like they just skipped a ban for some reason. But there we go. My mistake. Hella. will get removed by Tomyum Kung. Bruce Banner going to be secured, as is Mantis this time, going to be locked into place. Third ban, Invincible. Is there anything else that they were truly scared of? These Psylocks have been proving a little difficult, but they're going to take out the Doctor Strange instead. Which means Tomyum Kung, if they want the Iron Man, it is available to them, and they do just take out the Adam Warlock this time.
The right heroes could make all
Do
the
either
difference.
team want the Iron Man? Yeah. Oh, Patafan Pretty was thinking about it. Currently, also sneaking through the ban phase for the first time, the Black Panther. Happy too. Gonna be looking at the Iron Man themselves. Do they commit to it? They're locking it in. EU. Interesting. Even though they are the team that was able to get that Iron Man onto the board, they don't pick it up for themselves yet. They can always swap to it, of course. But Invincible, on the attack, are going to be the team taking advantage of it. Oh, there we go.
We'll be coming in 30 seconds.
Patafan Pretty, the last second swap. Bringing out the Iron Man themselves.
Be your best self.
Team-wise, it is almost an exact mirror match. The only difference between these two teams is that one team has themselves a Namor in the form of Cadia, and the other has a Psylocke in the form of EU.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Psychic Assassin or Angry Fishman.
You have to stop them from
Which
securing
one will be the
Tetcher.
deciding factor for their team? Happy to. Trading shots right away with Patafan Pretty. Destroying those side walls. Happy to. Sticking to the low ground, in fact. Not wanting to get caught out of position too much as Patafan Pretty holds the high ground. Sieging away, trying to just take out those Namor summons. As that Gamma bonus, the Iron Men trying to trade, but good zoning. Patafan Pretty maximizing the distance so that they outraged it, but that's going to be a flank from Cadia to pick up the counter KO. Getting chased out by the Hulk, though. Not in the best position. The crowded Dominions are coming out. They're able to tank through it. The healing from the team working out in their favor. Invincible looking to step up onto the point. Cadia taking a little bit of damage. Again, still healing. Will finally get picked off there. Patafan, once again, in the high ground on that big group up. Getting some seriously solid value.
I am ready to put on a
The Fate of both worlds will deny that Omni Beam. Unibeam, sorry. Just trying to melt through as best they can.
Focus on the battle.
Lots of pressure. Patafan sending out the shots. Really doing the damage output that they need to be doing here to stop any push. Happy getting the drop, though. Getting that head start on the damage means they come out on top in the brawl, but are forced to retreat as they trade a little bit too much of their health and are forced to back out. Titor rotating in, trying to get to the team. As that objective is very slowly beginning to tick up. Patafan, hello. Hello. Poke over the point. They both know the other one is there. They're both trying to get the trade, but they're not able to find it. Nico holds down the point as Patafan Pretty has gone to low ground. Trying to melt through the Hulk here. Patafan dropping low. Meteor M is available. EU on the flank, being irritating with that Psylocke. Titor with the radioactive lockdown. The objective is channeling Maximum Pulse. Meteor M to counter. Beautiful Nico from downtown. Not only did they block it, they found Patafan Pretty with it and execute them with their own ability and crap ton of scrap metal. Nico pushing through. That is going to be the card activated for Invincible. As they are pushing forward. Incredible work by Nico. Holding down the line for the moment as Happy continues to try and dominate the sky. EU trying to land some shots. Get a little bit of pressure. Hello, Master Weaver. A little bit of pressure. Hulk on the back line. Could just laser them there, but they're transforming, so won't do the damage. Instead, finds Panafan pretty, but they got the Magneto shield, forcing Happy to back away. Great trade coming in. Panafan showing the Magneto value when you're running this Iron Man. Happy forced to drop down to the low ground. Olivier, Meteor M, blocking some damage. Maximum Pulse coming out. Only finds on your left so far. Olivier trying to tank through it. Does the butterfly 40 extra damage onto that backline. And Invincible are tanking through it. Thanks to the soul rejuvenation from that Mantis. Pretty taken out by Cadia on the flank as Happy 2 is holding down the sky. Invincible taking the defensive position. They are wiping out Tomyum Kung. Their push will continue. Positioning looking very good right now for Invincible as that cart continues its journey. They've got 2 minutes to make it to the next stage. Shots being traded. Ooh, Cadia wiped off the board here. Panafan flying out in the open. Needs to be careful there, but getting a solid amount of damage. You can see the paranoia just waiting for Happy 2 to show up. For exactly that reason, Happy 2 taking the duel, picking them off once again. Cadia returning from base as Happy 2 will have to be the damage for the moment. Fate of both ones. Gonna buy the team some time. On your left, healing the team, trying to melt their way through Titor, but Titor's tagging Order Proteus. Maximum Pulse absorbed by Meteor M again. Olivier is taken out. Happy doing great damage. Tomyum Kung losing 1 member, but down goes Cadia. 40 attacking forces with 1 minute and 10 seconds to go. V-Sace. Taking a little bit of damage here, forced to back up Happy 2. Trying to get the damage, but they're dropping low. They're getting the healing from the Mantis. Order Proteus coming out once again. Not able to find too many, but we already see 2 people are down on the backline. EU has swapped off of the Psylocke and is currently playing a Namor of their own. Both the Hulks, only Ultimate Star at the ready, but Olivier, 93%, will have theirs back shortly. Panafan pretty. Just trying to siege from a distance. Do damage, buy time for the team. Happy once again, getting the shields from the Magneto. They're trying to make sure that they get the winning trade. Olivier dropping low, has the Meteor M, but kind of needs to hold onto it to counter that maximum pulse. Pushing forward, just trying to get the right angle. There it is, Invincible Pulse Cannon is not absorbed as it was their own team. My apologies, Meteor M came out. But now, this means that Happy 2 has full freedom with no Meteor M to counter. They just need to find the right angle and the right target, but first they try to duel out. Take out Panafan pretty. But they go down. They don't use their ultimate on your left with the fate of both worlds. Trying to keep that defense up, keep it holding. Cadia has the Horn of Proteus, comes out onto the backline, but they absorb it again. The tankiness for this team is on another level. Meteor M into the backline. Here comes another Horn of Proteus to try and buy some time on your left. Forced to retreat out. Happy 2. They force the retreat out of Tomyum Kung with 42 seconds left. Melting their way through the erratic movements, just desperately trying to dodge those unibeams. Olivier attacked from every angle. So little they can do about that as the cart continues to creep forward. 20 seconds left. On your left, zoned out a little bit, Titor. Little bits of damage, missiles, picking off some terrain, removing cover. Hulk Smash has been activated by Invincible as Happy 2 wraps around 2 to side. Patafan Pretty also has their own maximum pulse here. Both teams are trying to wait for an opportunity as overtime is active. Order Proteus comes out. Maximum pulse onto the backline. Happy 2 gets the double. Patafan Pretty trying to grab their own as well, but they don't find any targets. With 3 members dead, Tomyum Kung, they may not have any defense left as Happy is melting through Titor, but Titor is buying time for their team to respawn. Unibeam sending them back into Puny Banner. Pushing through the rest of the defensive line here. Setting themselves up. Happy 2 has the angle. Patafan Pretty has decided that their last moment opportunity is that Black Panther up to the high ground. But the objective is pushing in. They trust their team to hold it. They need to get in onto that back line, which they do, diving the healers to try and prevent it. But Titor, with the Captain America, was not able to assist them. And that is going to be Invincible, taking the 3 points on map number 3. With 0 time left, the best that Tomyumkung can hope for now is a tiebreaker. So they need to get all 3 as well. If they can do it faster, that's going to set them up for a solid advantage and the map win. If they can do it faster. Let's see if we see any swap arounds here. So far, Namor's, Iron Man's, Magneto's, Hulk's. EU thinking about swapping. Are we going to go back to the Psylocke? Looks like they may be sticking with that Namor. Invincible. No changes at all for them. Cadia. Those static defenses from the Namor defense. Every inch, every percentage that they give over to Invincible, sorry, that they give over to Tomyumkung is a detriment to them later. But if they can stop them anywhere before that final point, then Invincible will be closing out this particular map and putting themselves on match point. Cadia sending shots from downrange. Patafan Pretty very quickly just dodging out the way of Happy. Taking it to the low ground, at least for the moment. Unibeam has been used. Gonna try and take out Happy. Same thing. Fast, erratic movements. Trying to avoid getting picked off here. They're trying to melt through those tags, but Happy is popping away at Patafan off to the side here. Rotating off to the side. Good damage output. Patafan Pretty is doing a great job here. Their team not able to step onto the point yet. But they've got a good angle and no one seems to be contesting them. Forcing Banner off. And finally, we're going to see Invincible forced to back up as Tomyumkung first point with 2 minutes and 56 seconds to go. Second point. Looks like that cart may be in their future as they force back Nico through the window, finding the pickup onto Mantis as well. And the cart is active. Step 1 of evening up that score complete. Tomyumkung, their attack, very scary. We've seen that consistently here. They really seem to be a team that prefers attacking. Setting themselves up. Patafan Pretty on the flank. Happy 2. Waiting for anyone to step out of position. Cadia about to have that Horde of Proteus. EU already holding on to theirs. Horde of Proteus coming out from Cadia onto the backline of Tomyumkung. They try to burst them. Counter. Catches Cadia in the air. Hulk leaping in to pick him off. Fate of both worlds coming out from Tomyumkung to keep this push going, keep the team popped up. Dropping the damage onto Nico, trying to force them all the way back. Meteor M trying to get onto Lunar Snow, but great positioning from on your left. And Invincible respawning as they let Hulk delay and buy time. Quickly healing up. Hulk forced to leap away. Happy. Taking a little bit of damage, but it's still very scary finally able to back out. Patafan Pretty returning from spawn. They've held on to their plasma. Maximum plasma cannon gets good damage, but Patafan frozen out here. Forced to dash away to the rest of the team. Good damage from Cadia to shut down that push. Keeping the pressure on. Titor in their backline, taking good damage. Has the Hulk smash to stay upright. Has to rejoin the team, but they're doing a lot of damage. Horde of Proteus blocked by the Aquatic Blessing, as that is still going to be Cadia taken out. Tomyum Kung continue their brutal onslaught. Happy 2 still dealing good damage, still trying to hold this defense. But Tomyum Kung moved to the second checkpoint, and in record time, no less. They now have 4 minutes to get to that end. And they are snowballing this. Again, Tomyum Kung's attack is terrifying. Titor was trying to just retreat back to the rest of their team. Not get caught out. Cadia on the defense. Horde of Proteus at the ready. The Equalizer minions will be placed in the door frame to give them that little bit of extra zoning. Olivier focused down. Picked off by Cadia. Frozen spawns being traded back and forth. Patafan Pretty with a heck of a wraparound sent crashing down to earth by Hulk. Able to get out though. Patafan Pretty tanking through it as Cadia is trying to work through them. Unibeam is forcing them to back out as Titor is zoning through this. Great pressure by Titor, buying their team time and space as that car continues to move. Aquatic minions. Titor pushing them all the way back to spawn, dropping so close to that Bruce banner, but that unbreakable guard, Meteor M, coming in, finds no one. Cadia playing far forward now with Vice taken out. They're pushing in as Tomyum Kung are going to be routed off the point here. Invincible will be able to hold this stage. Titor just going to run off the edge. They know that they are absolutely cooked here, so they just decide it's better to run off the edge, get that respawn timer started ASAP so that they can rejoin the team. Happy may look to try and just get a quick flank blow up here, really shut down this push, but they still got 2 minutes to go. May choose to be patient with it. Getting some good damage output. The shots are good, but who's going to be the one finding the right position? Happy taken down to earth once again. These Hulks, maximum pulse coming into the back line, finds very few people, finds Cadia, but Cadia tanks through it. Cadia has swapped onto the Punisher for this last moment defense, holding the point. Judge, jury, executioner as the final judgment comes out, but they are sniped immediately here. Titor in the banner form is trying to just pick off the Incredible Hulk, which is one of the few defensive points left for Invincible, as Invincible are being forced to respawn. Do they have the mobility to get up to that point in time? Nico is focused down as the cart reaches the finish line. We are heading to a tiebreaker. 1 minute 46 to 0, meaning a 2 minute 46 advantage, a 1 minute 46 advantage for Tomyum Kung, but they will be starting on defense. Invincible, they have 1 minute to get as many points as they can. No pressure. Cadia looking to perhaps stay on that Punisher as opposed to the Namor for this attack. Hugh was thinking about bringing out the Hawkeye. They're going to stick with Namor. Patafan Pretty. Looks like Tomyum Kung, they're trusting their composition. And they're just going to run with it as is. Cadia on this Punisher. We'll see if they stick on it as they exit out.
Only in 30 seconds. Stay strong. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time to switch things up.
1 minute 46 to 0, meaning a 2 minute 46 advantage for Tomyum Kung. But they will be starting on defense. Invincible, they have 1 minute to get as many points as they can. We don't see too much Punisher coming into a lot of these games, but being brought out at this stage, Cadia might have a plan.
I don't listen to music. I punish criminals.
You could do both. Have you not seen Deadpool Wolverine, Cadia? Patafan Pretty
Battle starts in 5,
going to be
4,
taking up
3, 2,
the high ground right outside the spawn, get a little bit of early damage,
securing the mission
get a little bit of ult charge, and then retreat. Making sure they don't get caught out. Unit Beam immediately coming in from Happy. Counter with the Magneto shield, but Patafan Pretty doesn't like their chances. In and out, back and forth. Neither one able to find the final hit onto the other. Cadia onto Titor. Doing some pretty solid damage output here. The Iron Men causing a lot of grief, but they are creeping forward. Radioactive lockdown buys them a little bit of time. Cadia not even daring to jump into turret, because why would you when there's Iron Men here? Into shotgun mode, trying to wipe out those front lines.
final 10 seconds.
Damage output solid. 10 seconds to go. Invincible holding the line, trying to push through. Tomyum Kung holding the line. Fate of both worlds coming out from Lunar Snow to buy them that extra time. Same from the other side. They're both just trying to delay this, trying to tank this. Patafan Pretty, maximum pulse cannon immediately on cooldown, but on your left has picked up a double KO here. Vi takes out one more. And Invincible, their members are falling, their attackers are disappearing, and that's going to be Tomyum Kung holding at 0%.
Score is 3, 2, 3.
Tomyum Kung, they now have over double the time that Invincible did, to show why their attack strategy has been working so well for them so far. Immediately, we're off the Iron Man and we're on the Psylocke, but do they commit to it? We're seeing some hesitation by Tomyum Kung. They have 2 minutes and 46 seconds. Cadia was also thinking about sticking with the Punisher. They are going to swap it back to that Namor. Happy too. There's a lot of indecision from these players. Looks like Tomyum Kung going to bring it back to basics. Namor and Iron Man. The defense, Cadia, Hawkeye, or Namor. The indecision, Namor. Last second swap. Happy too. Going to be bringing out the Star-Lord. We haven't seen it at all in this particular matchup on this map, but they're bringing it out. They believe that this is what they need to close out this series. The best Invincible can hope for is a draw now. There is no overtime of overtime. If Tomyum Kung get a single third off this cap point, they take the series.
Don't forget, securing
If
the
it, and
mission
to go up 2-1. If Invincible can stop them, then it's a draw, and the score stays 1-1. Titor forced to back out. Invincible. Their backs against the wall. Groot is in play. The Hulk has been abandoned. Walls and delays. Buying time. Happy too. Forced to retreat here. Nice pickup onto Patafan Pretty here. That objective is charging, but they're able to drive them back. That is so nerve-wracking. They just need that first third. They're able to get them out this time. Tomyum Kung sending shots downrange. They have 2 minutes left. Sending shots as best as they can. Good damage. 2/3 of their time remain as they pressure onto Invincible. Down goes Patafan. Piyu on the flank. But the walls from Groot make it so hard to find the right angle. And Invincible have once again driven them back off the point. This hyper defensive composition seems to be working. The Groot Magneto very hard to pick off. Happy too. Giving enough pressure to this Iron Man. to make it more difficult for them to get the right angle here. A little bit of pressure, back it away.
60 seconds left. We are undefeatable.
Soul Rejuvenation coming out right off the bat. Both of them going to be dropping it here. Titor with the Hulk Smash, trying to buy a little bit of extra time. Sorry, it's not Hulk Smash yet. It's still almost there. It's just another visual. Olivier has the Meteor M to try and hold the line here. They're able to absorb one of the Horde of Proteases, but do go down to the other. Fate of both worlds. Parties across the board for both teams. 30 seconds left as once again Tomyum Kung are pushed back off the point.
We're so close. Come on.
Groot continuing to buy time, wall out the enemy team. 19 seconds left, 18. All that time in the world that Tomyum Kung had has suddenly disintegrated as they are now down to the final 10 seconds. Groot walls to buy time. Titor is on the point, but how long can they delay? There's the Hulk Smash with the extra health to buy time, but there's no one here to help them. They're zoned out. The stuns, the roots. Overtime is being ticked up here. Once again, Groot isolating, taking out the heals onto the back lines. Olivier's been able to make it onto the point to buy them that extra time. Loki has snuck in here for that extra healing, but Vi is still taken down. Patafan Pretty on the flank, trying to buy the extra time that they can. Titor is deep in the backline, but they're going to need to get onto the point as Olivier is close to going down. They get the lockdown. Overtime is sticking Titor with whatever health they had, leaving it up to Patafan Pretty, who goes down. There's no one left. On your left tries to make it, and it's a draw.
3.
They weren't able to capture a single third, leaving the score at 3-3 and the map score at 1-1. An intense game number 3. First time really we're seeing 2 MVPs there on the board. Happy too. 24 final hits, 49 eliminations. Vi taking MVP for a second time for their team. 34k healing, a little bit of damage blocks, just being there for them across the board. 36 assists. 50k healing though, 55k healing. The Lunar Snows topping out the damage numbers here. Nico at the end trying to swap. Trying to get them onto that board. Once again, the last second dash that we do see from tank players. 15 final hits for them. Impressive work. Which means we get more games! More games! Let's go! I'm going to take us to a break as we get ready for map number 4 in this best of 5. And we are back. That score looks familiar. It is time for Royal Palace. That round, it still says round 3. The system is not handling this draw very well. It's technically map 4, round 3. That last one was just a gas leak dream, I guess. As the score remains at 1-1 in this best of 5. And we are heading to Royal Palace. It is domination. And the Hulk has been banned. Very understandable. It was quite difficult to deal with. Wolverine still could come into play, though. Got to be careful of that. Hella going to be taken out. First secure for Tomyum Kung. Do they want to maybe lock in that Wolverine? Yes, they do. It was banned out last time. Taking it away from Invincible. Removing that option to ban it. If Invincible have practiced Wolverine, not so bad. But has every player practiced every hero? It's a risk that Tomyum Kung are willing to take. Or at least the risk that they believe that their Wolverine is going to be better than Invincible's. Mantis is secured. Third ban, Psylocke makes it into the ban phase finally. EU making an impact. And what are we going to see as the final ban? Adam Warlock. With Mantis locked in, Adam Warlock taken out. It makes Star-Lord a little weaker, but he is still viable. And there he is, happy to. Immediately going to be picking that up. Patafan Pretty. Going to be locking in the Logan. And EU. Namor is in play. It's the EU-Cadia matchup once again. Happy to. Thinking about swapping. But that Star-Lord does seem to be working for them. They're getting value out of it, so I don't disagree with it being picked up here. Welcome to Royal Palace. As we get ready for our first domination game of this series, I believe. No, wait, no. Game number 2 was domination.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Teams prepare to get set up.
Next time you and Colossus perform your fast
The
ball
double
special,
Namors, the
you
double
are to
Doctor
call
Stranges, double Magnetos. We're very much back to the classic Asia star that we've been seeing since really week 1 of the games that we have covered.
3,
Strange Magneto really seems to be the play, but it's the damage where we started to see the evolution here. Starting to see that Wolverine slide into games.
all you need to do is capture the
Wolverine is getting a buff, as we talked about earlier in one of our previous casts, or maybe it was this one. Time is an illusion, and it is all blending together to me in a massive spectrum of beautiful games. Yeah, Wolverine showing up in grand finals, in semi-finals, in everything. And is getting a buff.
focus on the battle.
They'll be making their way forward, charging onto Nico. Icing them for the team, but they don't commit. Their team isn't in position there to follow up, but they did disrupt the front line of Invincible. In fact, Nico finally going to be finished off with the help of Olivier. On your left goes down, so that's some of the healing. For Tomyum Kung, though. Another isolation, just trying to grab those frontliners on cooldown. Good damage. Got a little bit of a stutter due to the region difference. But Tomyum Kung, once again, showing that their domination map play. And why that the Wolverine was banned out after the first time. It's almost on cooldown. It's almost on cooldown that they find someone and pick up a elimination there. Almost. So close on Happy 2 there. But Tomyum Kung continuing to tick up. For more, don't find it, leap away to safety. It's fun to see. It's fun to see that they've got a little rotation going. They already have the setup. Pretty in and out. Oh, the Proteus to follow up on the Mantis lockdown, but Patafan Pretty ignoring it and is instead deep in there, trying to pick off that front line. Stunned by the Lunar Snow, but the healing output is just so strong. Galactic Legend coming out from Happy, but they are frozen by Lunar Snow, which buys a little bit of time out of it. On your left, chased all the way down. Able to tank through, though. And Happy, that Galactic Legend, it finds no one. Order Proteus comes out, stuns out Nico, who is eliminated. Meteor M was dropped. Happy 2 finds the double. And Invincible may finally be starting to get the momentum that they need, as Patafan Pretty, though, is trying to frontline, trying to buy time. They really want Happy 2 They're really trying to get onto them, but they can't find the angle yet. 90%. And Tomyum Kung, this is looking very familiar to the last time that they got a domination map. Olivier zoning out. Patafan Pretty.
You'll have to keep fighting until we
Vicious Rampage at the ready. Vicious Rampage to get in. And then Feral Leap to get out. Eye of Agamotto does catch them, but blocked by Olivier to allow Patafan Pretty to keep going. Down goes Neko, and Invincible are falling like flies here. And that is going to be Tomyum Kung cleaning up the leftovers. And they are going to take this round 1 of map number 4. Tomyum Kung, if we don't see that Wolverine banned out on every domination map in the future, then Invincible may just deserve to lose. Because this keeps happening. Do Invincible have an answer for this? That's the question. They're swapping over to Venom. Nope, changing their mind. Back to Magneto by Nico. Magneto.
before you attack. Get ready.
Holding the line, holding the defense is not going to work for Invincible anymore because Patafan Pretty has that line breaker. The ability to dive in, isolate, pick up eliminations, and get out. Tomyum Kung, they know it's working. No need to mess around with it, so they're just going to stick with what they have been doing so far. Portals coming out onto the high ground. No portals for Invincible, but that high ground immediately destroyed. Patafan Pretty finding themselves a cheeky Doctor Strange. They get Horde of Proteus, but it does not matter because they were behind the wall, so there was no follow-up. Grabbing one, looking for another, which they get, and this is insane. Cadia making the mistake of being on the map while Patafan Pretty is nearby. Patafan Pretty, dominant spot here as Tomyum Kung looking to finally take the lead in this series. Patafan off to the side, waiting for people to show themselves, waiting for their chance to find a target. They do, but the shield was able to block that quite effectively as Patafan forced to back away. Galactic Legend going to be coming out from Happy 2 to try and burn their way through this backline. They're getting some gold damage output. Burn the fate of both ones, buying some time. EU gets a little nice in front of the team. Here comes the Blaster Barrage to try and burn through. Eye of Agamotto comes out Happy, able to stay in this fight and keep following up on those stuns, on that damage. And finally, Invincible have been able to take a fight and will begin getting some percentage of their own. Full team wipe by Invincible. And Tomyum Kung are now in for defense. Happy. Taking cover behind that wall, but their cover is slowly destroyed. A little bit of damage, staying mobile. Forced to back away with the rocket thrusters to the high ground, but not wanting to stop dealing damage. Continuing to be relentless. Patafan Pretty spotted on the side. You dropping low. Here comes the healing with the soul rejuvenation out of Vi. There was a little bit of a flank off to the side there. Cadia found caught out of position. Point still being held by Invincible. Blaster Barrage from Happy 2, doing good damage output, but again, they're not finding the finishing hits here because the Fate of both worlds from on your left is buying them all the time they need. 52% Invincible are holding, but their numbers are starting to whittle down. Olivia dropping lower, but it's going to be Tomyum Kung reclaiming. Even with Happy being on the map, being irritating, dropping incredible damage output. They don't really have the tools to burn through that shield as much as they would like. They find and isolate Strange once again. And that is the front line of Invincible taken out. delivered kindly to the point, and then eliminated. EU appears to be stuck in the respawning building. Gonna have to break their way out of that.
Glory is almost yours.
Patafan setting up the trap. Galactic Legend is at the ready. Here comes the Meteor M onto the back line, getting some good damage. Meteor M coming out. Horde of Proteus. Eye of Agamotto. That's a 3-man start onto Invincible as they try to turn it around. Eye of Agamotto of their own, but no one getting locked down by Tomyum Kung. But they've already lost On Your Left. Happy was able to do some good damage, but with only On Your Left down, they are extremely outnumbered. They're trying to take down Magneto, which they do. And that is going to be Tomyum Kung taking the 2-0, setting the map score to 2-1. This Wolverine needs to be banned out by Invincible. Both times we've seen the Wolverine show up in a domination game, it has been short and pretty dominant. That's the closest Invincible, that last set there. The closest Invincible have come to beating this. But that was a short match here. 24k on terms of healing for On Your Left. Just topping out the damage. Patafan pretty. 9k damage, second highest on the team. Just melting people. 10k damage blocked. Almost as much as some of the front line vanguards there. Healing. 24k. We already mentioned On Your Left doing the best there. Alright. A 1-map lead. Map point. Going over to Tomyum Kung. Can they close this out? We have, at minimum, one more map. If Tomyum Kung can close out the series. But if we see Invincible take it, with that draw included, we will technically see a 6-map best-of-5 series. Can Invincible do it? Or will Tomyum Kung be moving on to the upper bracket finals? Let's find out as I get us set up for game number 5. Yggdrasil Path is where Tomyum Kung could claim a series win. There it is. No surprises. Who predicted it? I predicted it. Invincible. Bad out the Wolverine. It's a convoy map. And Invincible say, excuse me, no thank you. Not for me. Remove that Wolverine from play. Hela. Once again, taken out by Tomyum Kung, who are on match point here. First secure. Psylocke is still available. It's been banned out a couple times by Invincible as well. Could lock in that Incredible Hulk. They're going to lock in the Doctor Strange. Which means Hulk and Iron Man, both still available. Invincible, sticking with that Mantis secure. They really seem to enjoy it. Bans. Do we see that Hulk ban? Or are there any other target bans? There is the Hulk ban. That kind of neutralizes the effect of the Iron Man, so they don't have to worry about it as much. So Tomyum Kung don't really need to ban that. So they take out the Adam Warlock. With Mantis already secured, remove that Guardians of the Galaxy combo. The These comps looking pretty familiar, except for one here. Patafan Pretty is hovering the Moon Knight. Interesting. Very interesting. Will they stick with that? Or will they swap it out as we load into Yggdrasil Path? And we get ready for map number 5 in this best of 5 series. Match point for Tomyum Kung, Invincible. Need to win 2 in a row. Thanks to the draw that happened earlier. Defense starting off for Tomyum Kung. Olivier. Going to be bringing out the Groot. We're seeing a little bit of the classic strategy here. The BRB dropped by Invincible. Kania has brought the Hawkeye back.
4, 3, 2.
And Happy too will be on the Punisher this time. Very interesting. Oh, because they have the Punisher, they're sticking with the rocket. They're going to go for the infinite ammo. Let's go, actually. That's hype as hell. Portal coming out. They get the infinite ammo. They're using the Punisher combo from the high ground to just try and siege their enemy, but they've pushed too far up. Tomyumkung not in range to be hit anymore.
The wounds are gone.
Patafan sieging away, doing a solid amount of DPS here. And look at that. They did the damage. They used the Punisher rocket combo and then immediately went back into base, swapped to the Star-Lord and the Lunar Snow, and came back out again. Fascinating rotation coming in from Tomyum Kung. Damage with Portal Punisher and then swap immediately. That card is moving very far though. Amazing Arc play by Patafan Pretty. Getting the right angle and just blasting away at the Ancient Arc. Patafan doing some good work here. Happy is starting to get a little bit of pressure. Blaster Barrage. Happy plays very far forward. Hand of Conchu. Sidestepped pretty easily. Lot of bodies on the board right now for Tomyum Kung though. Not going to be going down anytime soon. Happy trying to kill off those aquatic dominions so that their team can make their way forward. Fate of both worlds being traded by both of the Lunar Snows here. Galactic Legend onto the backline. Here comes the Eye of Agamotto, grabbing 3 with the extra Horner Protean on the backline. Tomyum Kung are absolutely annihilated. Invincible make their way to point number 1. Full wombo combo. And Happy playing very far up, giving them that time for that door to open, giving them that extra distance. Happy is doing a fantastic job. Really setting the team up to get the extra pushing value, but down they finally go. You on the defense. Sieging away, doing a solid amount of damage. A credit to minions being dropped. But those walls from Groot making it a little difficult to find the right angle. Horner Protean into the Groot combo! It's a triple, baby! EU picking up yet another wombo. Tomyum Kung responding in kind to Invincible's first combo. You're not the only ones who can do a cool wombo, they say. That is going to be Tomyum Kung stopping the push. Invincible. Resetting. Regrouping. Here comes the Meteor M. Not able to find anyone. Absorbs a little bit of damage. That's all that they really got from it. Down goes Patafan Pretty on that Star-Lord. As EU continues to drop solid damage output, but Horner Protean. Nice dodge with the Oceanic Blessing. Pushing forward. EU getting good DPS out here, but they're really trying to push quite far forward, meaning there's a long way to retreat back if they want to get to safety. The credit to minions, the damage numbers are stacking up with the health bars of Invincible. Just look like they're barely moving. Galactic Legend coming out from Patafan Pretty, but Meteor M sidestepped barely with 20 health left. Patafan Pretty still going deep though, still trying to get what they can. barely staying upright. Neko, the only one to fall in this fight. I spoke too soon. I am Agamotto. Picking up the Mantis. Olivier taking cover. Walling up just to keep the enemy team out, to stop them from pushing too far. As Tomyum Kung, a fully reset portal coming down. Wrapping around, I'm guessing, to cut off the attack. Yes, they do, forcing a big wide wraparound, giving time for their team to close it out and hit that tier number 2. Tier number 3 is all that is left. They pressure forward, Invincible. Powering, snowballing, one might say. Big blow with the Maelstrom. Invincible trying to push them all the way back to spawn. That cart is creeping forward slowly but steadily, but Olivier is down. The rest of the team caught in base. No more portals for another 133, so they can't trap them in base with them. But Invincible, the cart's still going. The whole time this is happening, they are heading towards that triple. And getting themselves one step closer to getting back into this matchup. Tomyum Kung creeping forward, strangling Prison, trying to root them down, trying to lock them down. Olivier has already been taken out though. To the high ground, Panafan Pretty taken out, Fate of both worlds on your left, buying time. They've got 2 minutes and 36 seconds left. The team needs to be respawning here. And they're gonna be taken down. Invincible continue to creep forward. Can anyone from Tomyum Kung make it out? 5 Centaurs the Loki clone. Running to minions to buy time, to buy space. Nico also trying to zone, push people off the point. 3 meters to go. There are bodies on the point, trying to delay it. Here comes the steal from the Loki to get that extra damage, extra healing, but they're taken out so fast. On a Protean, and for one last shot, Meteor M onto EU. They don't land it before the respawn. 3 points for Invincible. Tomyum Kung, how far can they get? If they get to 3, we head to our 3rd overtime of this series. And Tomyum Kung will be in a position to close this out. If Invincible is able to stop them at any point before that final stage, then Invincible are back in, and we will be heading to a decider 6th map. What an incredible semi-final this has been. Neither of these teams wants to give an inch.
30 seconds before you
Invincible.
Get ready.
Rotating out, keeping their team pretty much the same. No adjustments needed. Seems that a steady rhythm has been found by these teams. No sneaky Hawkeyes or anything like that. No Black Widows like we saw in one of the quarterfinals. Cadia just going to be hovering a little bit further back.
4, 3,
And they just want to stop Tomyum Kung. There we go. We see a swap out. Panafan Pretty. It's been banned out a couple times against them. The Black Panther makes an appearance. Let's see what they can do with it. Heading up high. Looking for the right angle. Being patient though. Don't dive unless you got the right angle. If your presence is enough to make the enemy team retreat and pull back, then it's not that bad for you to do so. A little bit of damage forward and back, but they've already lost that Doctor Strange. Their front line taken out. Panafan doing good damage. May have got a little too greedy that time though. They will get picked up. Eun also not looking great. Needs a little bit of extra healing. Nico going to be taken down, dropped. A little bit of health, but that shielding that they are getting is keeping them alive. Right into minions. Going to get picked off by EU, remove the damage output. Tomyum Kung a little bit slower on this push than Invincible were. That's good news for Invincible. They've got 2 minutes and 50 seconds to delay. If Invincible can do that, they're back in. EU creeping forward. They've been able to drive Invincible back a little bit. Patafan pretty swapping us over to a Hawkeye, but they're in deep into the fight here. But it's working. EU and Patafan pretty melting through the defense of Invincible. And Tomyum Kung making their way towards their first point. Portal by Olivia. For the Hawkeye, dropping from above, dropping huge damage. Here comes the counter. Horda Protean knocks down Nico as they hold the point at 3.93 meters, holding it as best they can, but it's a massacre as Tomyum Kung wipe the members of Invincible and take the first point. Tier 1 picked up the portal to shut them down as they portaled in, dropped some damage on them, created a distraction. A good try. It worked out in their favor. Invincible forced back. Eye of Agamotto catches Nico, forcing them to back out as Olivier is dropped low. Nico tanks through though. Galactic Legend coming out from Happy to try and take out the defense. Olivier dropping low, even with the Magneto heal, is not able to survive. Down goes the Mantis as well. Happy is holding good position here, getting his fantastic damage, trying to melt through that front line, pressure the back line. On your left with the fate of both worlds, trying to keep the team topped up. Patafan pretty, Meteor M coming in, and they get pushed down, but they tank through it. Looking to try and chase down Neko, but Neko has been able to sneak away. Eye of Agamotto coming out from Invincible, but immediately blown out EU with the Horde of Proteus to try and pick someone off to the side. They look for Happy, but it does not work out in their favor. Patafan is down on your left, barely upright. They know that they just need to get picked off here. Their team is all respawning. If they stay up, there's a chance they'll get caught and they will be staggered even more. 2 minutes and 55 seconds left for them to get through to that tier 2. Tier 1 already in their favor. Titor with the healing. You can see barely utilizing their shields here. Utilizing the health first, then shielding to allow the healing to take effect. Shield does get blown up. They're pressuring in. Horde of Proteus coming out. Titor is slept though. They're trying to hold it as best they can. Legendary coming out from Happy as they got the Galactic Legend, but they are picked off on the side by EU. EU gets the double. Looking for more as they pressure their way forwards, trying to set themselves up. It's currently a 2 for 2. Trying to set themselves up on your left with the fate of both worlds, and that might be enough as Invincible are being driven back. Sleep onto EU will buy a little bit of time. Patafan is returning from spawn here on your left, getting the value as they make their way in to activate tier number 2. No one able to make it in time. And we are making our way pretty quickly towards what might be our 3rd tiebreaker. But Tomyum Kung, if they do take us to that tiebreaker, then all they have to do is to close it out, and they will be heading to that grand final. Invincible, they would much rather stop Tomyum Kung here and take us to a 6th map. Down goes EU. Off to the side. Patafan pretty. Getting some good damage output, but Hawkeye very squishy. Eye of Agamotto onto the backline, stunning them out. Patafan pretty picking off one. Counter stun with the launch from Olivier. Patafan pretty forced to pick out Meteor M from Nico. Great dodge. Patafan pretty. They activate the Hunter sight to try and just pick through those defending members. Horde of Proteus is dropped, but they're able to sidestep it. They are melting through this front line, but they can't finish them. Invincible tanking through as best they can. Down goes Kadia and Neko though, as Happy is trying to be the main damage here. They have that Dance of the Butterfly, but they're going to save it until everyone is here. But they still drop huge damage, but they are picked up as well. Patafan pretty with yet another hero swap onto the Winter Soldier. making their way forward. In the meantime, Olivier has been holding down the point, essentially solo here. Buying time, delaying, pressuring, pushing forward. Eye of Agamotto almost back up. Happy to on the flag, dropping low. They have the butterfly, and they're going to drop it onto the backline to try and give their team some time and give them some time to revive. Eye of Agamotto comes out. Only Happy is caught in it, but that will be enough as they are eliminated. Portal going to be coming out. They're going to cut off the respawn. The team is creeping forward. Exit to spawns, gonna be blocked. They make their way forward. If they can get eliminations now, they've got a little bit of extra time. Making their way forward. Trying to set themselves up to try and defend this. Eye of Agamotto comes out. Great shield by Olivia. But we are still seeing the members of Tomyum Kung beginning to fall. EU has already retreated back. They've got 46 seconds. If they do not all get picked off here, they have a much better opportunity to retreat, reset, and make their way back in. But no, they are all going down. Panafan Pretty desperately trying to stay up. If they can get some agains with those Kraken strikes, they could try and snowball this, but they've got 25 seconds left. Health dropping low. Meteor M into the back line, takes out on your left. Happy takes out Olivier, and Tomyum Kung, their attack is already dropping low. But here comes Panafan Pretty, looking for the resets. They get one, they're looking for a second. Any pickups, any eliminations will keep this party going. They desperately want it, but no, they go down with 5 seconds left. Olivier is charging for the point. On your left was trying to make it. T-Tor was on the point, but no one else can make it in time. EU is charging in. Panafan Pretty is charging in. Vi is charging in, but no one is close as overtime ticks down. 3-2 in favor of Invincible. And we are going to be seeing a map number 6 in a best of 5. No mercy between these teams. They're going to make the other work for it. As the map score goes up to 2-2 with a draw on either side. It comes down to this. 20 eliminations by Happy 2. The top damage, though, coming in from Cadia. Only 1 elimination behind. In terms of actual takedowns, 46 and 42. Cadia and Happy 2 absolutely stacking 40 for the side of their Doctor Strange, who also blocks the second most damage of 52k. Olivier actually takes that prize. Top healing, 43k for the Lunar Snow, followed by 42k for On Your Left as the Lunar Snow. Really topping out those statistics. Best accuracy, though, T-Tor, 61% accuracy on Magneto. Game. Respecting that game. But for now, I can hear my computer screaming, so we definitely need to head to a break either way. But when we come back, it is going to be game number 6. The deciding matchup between Tomyum Kung and Invincible. Winner goes to the upper bracket finals. Loser goes to the lower bracket, where they're going to have to fight through at least 2 more series. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in a moment. map number 6. Technically round 5 because there was a draw and the game just says, doesn't count, don't worry about it. We're going to Spider Islands. Winner goes on to the upper bracket finals. Loser heads on down to the lower brackets where they will be on their last chance and will have to fight their way through. Mantis, and no surprise here, Invincible, who are now on the left, starting on defense. They take out that Wolverine. Hella finally gets secured. Invincible finally get to play it. Getting banned out so consistently by Tomyum Kung. But they choose to get rid of the Mantis early instead. Now, what's their secure? The draft order's all mixed up here. Gonna take out the Psylocke. Or, sorry, lock in the Psylocke. It's a good option. What are we going to see from Tomyum Kung? They're going to go with, once again, the Adam Warlock. Seems to be a personal bugbear of theirs, taking that out of action. And not too surprising, we see the Hulk. Almost snuck all the way through, but will be banned out at that last rotation. Vibe, seeing that there is a Hela in the game, looking to maybe jump over to the Loki. And in fact, same thing from Invincible. Now their combo. Actually even thinking about a Thor there from Panafan, but has decided against it. But the combo here being that if Hela picks up a final hit on anyone, then Loki, if they are currently in respawn timer, they will just be revived right away. It's a good combo. Can really just keep pressure on the board with that. Going to be rotating out Invincible on that defense. As I think we should introduce the players, as this could be the last time we may see one of these teams due to how I am casting the order. On the left, it is Invincible with Happy 2 playing the Hela. We have Luna Snow, we have Loki, we have Neko 2 playing the Magneto. We have the Doctor Strange, and we have Cadia once again on there the board. On the right, on the attack, Tomyum Kung. With EU on Hela, Olivier on Doctor Strange. On your left, on the Luna Snow, Panafan Pretty will be bringing out the Psylocke. Vi will be playing the Loki, and Titor will be bringing out the Doctor Strange. Nice! Max range freeze coming in there from on your left. Locking down Happy 2 for just a moment. Headshots being dropped basically on cooldown. Sent up to the high ground so that they can get a pretty good angle. We're starting to get a little bit of that stutter, but again, that's a server thing. Just due to the fact that I am on the other side of the world to these players. Happy to pinging away, doing some good work here. Working down. Holding on for the moment. Slow but steady. This match is a lot less immediately explosive than we've seen up to now. But Tomyum Kung, their attack still shows strong. They're creeping forward bit by bit, step by step. Lots of damage being dealt here. Happy getting some good poke up here. Loki clones up on the high ground, acting as a distraction. On your left, going to be dropping out the Fate of Both Worlds, trying to keep the team going. Horde of Proteans is dodged because of it. Taking the team through. And it looks like we will see Tomyum Kung holding for now, but there's so many Loki clones, so much healing on the side of Invincible. Meteor M is dropped, but shut down. Olivier takes out Nico. Titor's Meteor is eaten. Loki gonna be dropping the Lunar Snow Fade of Both Worlds to protect against the Dance of the Butterfly. Aya Magamoto onto the back line as Invincible look to shut down this attack. counter Eye of Agamotto. Little bit of crowd control, but not a lot, but it's enough to drive the members of Invincible back. Goddess of Death coming out to try and buy that extra time. And Happy pinged out of it real fast here. Counter Goddess of Death, but it is also eliminated. The damage output from these teams just burning through these. EU goes down as well. These teams are so aggressive. But Invincible have finally been able to find a little bit of defense to give them some level of protection. But already we're starting to see Tomyum Kung creeping forward, making their presence known. Kadia shots in from above, has the high ground. Aquatic Dominions buy himself some time, but they're getting chased down. Can't really go melee with a Doctor Strange as an Amor. Aquatic Dominions, Border Proteus onto the back line, takes out Vi immediately off the back there. But remember, if we see a pickup by EU, then Vi will return. They get it! Vi returns, revives in the fight. Utilizing that team-up ability, EU finds the pickup just in time. Fate of both worlds from Invincible as they try to buy time as Tomyumkung continue to push forward. Loki goes down. Portal coming in to buy them the extra time. Forced to retreat, but EU taken out. Meteor M into the doorway, takes out Lunar Snow. On your left though, and Vi taking down the healers, removed from play. But once again, that means it's down to EU. But they're too far away from the fight to worry about reviving Vi this time. 5 seconds left. Is anyone close enough to make it onto the point? EU trying to wrap around. They've already lost Psylocke, getting picked off too early, but they do tick the overtime. And in fact, EU gonna jump onto it, tapping it for just a second. The steal coming in from Loki for once again a Fate of both worlds to keep the fight going. Vi also getting a steal with the Fate of both worlds. Eye of Agamotto stuns out 2 backline members of Invincible on the defense. They're gonna try and hold this. Goddess of Death is burning through these defenses best they can, but the shielding coming in from Olivier is shutting it down. Happy still doing good damage. And that's going to be the overtime held. 105 meters. Stage 1. Invincible setting themselves up very nicely here. That is an easily achievable distance. If Invincible get any further, then it is over. They will be moving on to the upper bracket finals. No pressure. I'm getting that timer tick permanently. Hopefully it goes away. I think it's gone. Alrighty. It is not gone, it is still here. Okay, 1 second. I'm just going to quickly rewind the video a second and see if that timer tick goes away. It did not. So we're just going to have to deal with it as it is just in the replay now. Tomyumkung on the defense. They have to hold 105 meters.
3, 2, 1.
That's all they have to do. Are they going to be able to secure it? There's no chance of an overtime here unless they somehow hold it at the exact distance. And what are the odds of that? Titor on the flank for the moment, zoning that front line as best they can. Aquatic Dominions being spawned out quickly, taken out by Titor. Titor and Olivia have proven to be a formidable tank duo here, as Invincible are creeping their way into these fights. Kadia having a very solid angle here. It's causing a lot of grief. No one seems to be able to get onto them. Taking a little bit of damage, but they're getting healed up. That is a lot of movement very quickly. Remember, Tomyum Kung did the same. They got pretty far, like almost up to here, and sorry, a little bit further than here, and then their push was shut down completely. 2 minutes and 59 seconds left. My chair is broken. I keep descending while trying to look at the game. Down goes Cadia, picked off to the side, happy. Pressuring away. Doing really good damage output here. Trying to get themselves any eliminations which could set them up to capitalize and push in. Here comes the Meteor M quickly into Crow form to dodge it. The Meteor finds no one. Happy, able to dodge out the way. They have the Goddess of Death now. May choose to use it here, dropping low. They are isolated and picked off here. Olivier about to have their own Goddess of Death. 67 meters. Just over halfway there. Invincible creeping their way forward. Nico with the Meteor M at the ready. Holding the line. Tanking the front line as best they can. Happy off to the flank is causing a little bit of grief. The ult being held onto. Horde of Proteus coming out from Panafan Pretty. We see EU wiped out off to the side again. Meteor M onto the back line, only on your left, and they tag through it. Aya Magamoto starting up both the frontliners of Tomyum Kung, which means the push is going to continue. It's a 2-for-2 currently in the fight as T-Tor was able to hold through. Vi with the fade of both worlds after copying on your left. They're still holding on to it. Happy in the Queen of Death. Little bit of damage, little bit of pressure. That cart still not moving, but Olivier finally getting isolated here. EU into the Goddess of Death, being blocked, but immediately getting pinged out of it by Happy, dropping low, but they're going to be the one who is sniped. That cart is moving forward. Invincible, they're looking to close it out as it comes down to this. Can anyone get onto the point in time? T-Tor coming in, shield first of the cart, makes it just all the way in. It's over! They couldn't make it back in time. 105 and 6-5 with 46 seconds left. Invincible. They make their way into the upper bracket finals. Cadia picking up the MVP. Cadia stands tall. 15k damage. 8 final hits, top in the game. Well-deserved MVP there. 27k damage blocked, but being dwarfed by Olivier, who was solo tanking for so long there. We're going to be seeing Tomyumkung. We've seen them since the start. They will be going down to the lower bracket where they will have to fight for their tournament lives. And for their chance to make their way back up. And who knows, maybe meet Invincible again. Invincible, however, with that victory in map number 6 of a best-of-5 series, my brain is still broken, they will be moving on to the upper bracket finals. 1 series away from making their way into the grand finals. And even if they lose, they'll still have the lower bracket finals to try and bring themselves back into it. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, it's been yet another 2-hour cast for me. I need to go take a quick breather before then I have to cast the upper bracket finals. So, thank you all very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. I have been Tetcher. Make sure to subscribe and ring that bell so you can see when the next game is. Leave a comment about one of the many questions I asked during this, or just say that if you like my casting. Tell me how terrible my observing is, because it is. I'm trying my best. I'm definitely not an observer. I'm a caster. Tweet at Marvel. I don't know. Tweet at Marvel Rivals saying, hey, I got Tetcher. Or just tweet at them saying they're doing an amazing job, because they really, really are. But everybody, thank you so much for... Don't actually go tweet at them. That's brigading. That's bad. Don't do that. I shouldn't have said that. I'm just digging myself a bigger hole here. Night all! See you all later. Thanks for watching, and see you next time for the Upper Bracket Finals.